Since January, the Department of Homeland Security has arrested over 480,000 criminal illegal aliens.
These are very unique and challenging times for law enforcement. We operate in an environment where criminals hide behind computer screens and lines of code to avoid detection.
Across the country, we're making communities safer so that families can thrive and they can prosper and they can enjoy the kind of freedom that this country was established to provide.
They appear without warning, moving through neighborhoods, factories, and highways. For most Americans, their presence feels distant until the day it isn't. ICE operates quietly, but when its teams strike, the entire country pays attention. These agents are part of Homeland Security, and their mission goes far beyond immigration. They chase human traffickers, drug smugglers, and cybercriminals who cross borders in the shadows. Every operation blends intelligence, patience, and sudden precision. What makes ICE both feared and respected is how unpredictable its actions can be. One night, agents may raid a factory. The next, they could take down an online crime ring operating across continents. Some call their work heroic, others call it cruel. Yet everyone agrees it is powerful. Over the years, their missions have shocked the nation, exposing hidden networks that few believed even existed. Each one reveals how fragile the boundary between safety and chaos can be. In this video, we'll look at 5 real operations that change the way America sees ICE. These stories reveal not just law enforcement, but the scale of modern crime itself. From secret raids to digital crackdowns, every case shows what happens when security meets controversy. The question remains, how far should a nation go to protect its borders, and at what cost? Before we start, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And now let's dive in. Number 5. Mississippi Raids. In August 2019, the United States witnessed the largest workplace immigration raid in more than a decade. On a single morning, hundreds of ICE agents arrived at food processing plants across Mississippi. Within hours, nearly 700 workers were detained and placed on buses for processing. It was not a random sweep, but a carefully planned federal operation that had been months in preparation. The goal, according to ICE officials, was to enforce immigration law and punish employers who relied on undocumented labor to cut costs. This operation took place during one of the most hardline periods of U.S. immigration policy. The Trump administration had shifted its priorities toward visible enforcement meant to send a message. While previous administrations mostly targeted immigrants with criminal records, ICE under Trump expanded its reach to workplaces and small towns. Funding for enforcement had increased, and public pressure to secure the border was at its peak. Mississippi, a state with a growing immigrant workforce, became a symbolic location to demonstrate federal authority. The raid itself unfolded across 6 sites, including facilities run by major companies like Koch Foods and Pico Foods. More than 600 agents coordinated their movements, blocking plant entrances and verifying identification records. Workers were separated within minutes, questioned, and loaded into transport vehicles. The logistics behind the raid showed how far ICE had evolved from a reactive agency into a coordinated strike force. Officials presented the action as a necessary step to fight illegal employment practices, claiming it would protect American workers. But when the dust settled, the results raised questions about who truly paid the price. Dozens of detained workers were later released for humanitarian reasons, yet many families were left broken and uncertain. The factories reopened within days, and the executives who had hired undocumented labor faced little to no prosecution. Critics argued that the operation punished the vulnerable, while those benefiting from cheap labor escaped responsibility. ICE maintained that its mission was the rule of law, not the politics of compassion. Public reaction was sharply divided. Supporters viewed the raid as proof that the government was finally enforcing long-ignored laws. Opponents called it a display of cruelty that ignored the economic realities of modern America. For months afterward, Mississippi became a flashpoint in debates about immigration, fairness, and accountability. The raid changed how many Americans saw ICE, revealing both the strength and the moral complexity of its power. This operation showed how immigration enforcement can reshape entire communities overnight. It also exposed the gap between political promises and the people affected by them. What do you think about this kind of enforcement? Should the law be absolute even when it breaks families apart? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Our team needs your help. Subscribe to our channel to help more people learn the truth about current events. And now, we move on. Number 4. Operation Disruptor. In September 2020, law enforcement agencies across the world launched a coordinated attack on the digital black market. The mission was called Operation Disruptor, and it became one of the largest takedowns in the history of the darknet. ICE, working with the FBI and Europol, tracked hundreds of online dealers selling drugs, weapons, and stolen data. By the end of the operation, more than 170 people were arrested in multiple countries. The message was clear. The anonymous web was no longer untouchable. This operation took place in a period when online crime had exploded. The pandemic had pushed millions of people deeper into the digital economy, and criminals followed. ICE expanded its Homeland Security Investigations Division, turning it into a cyber intelligence hub. Instead of chasing smugglers across borders, agents now followed cryptocurrency wallets and encrypted transactions. This new digital battlefield demanded new skills, and ICE adapted faster than most expected. Operation Disruptor was the result of months of data collection and infiltration. Agents gained access to private forums and trading platforms, using information from earlier operations such as Saboteur and Bayonet. They identified vendors who used cryptocurrency mixers and privacy tools to hide their income. With the help of Europol, they traced shipping routes and intercepted drug packages disguised as ordinary mail. Each arrest revealed new layers of the darknet's hidden economy. The results were staggering. Authorities seized more than $6 million in cash and cryptocurrency, along with hundreds of kilograms of narcotics. Dozens of illegal firearms were recovered, and several major darknet marketplaces were permanently shut down. The operation not only dismantled online drug networks, but also undermined public faith in the myth of perfect anonymity. For the first time, the darknet seemed vulnerable. The success of Disruptor led directly to its sequel, Operation Dark Hunter, in 2021. Using data from the earlier investigation and from the shutdown of dark market, agents executed another wave of coordinated arrests. More than 150 suspects were captured worldwide, and thousands of illegal accounts were erased from underground markets. These twin operations proved that international cooperation could reach even the deepest corners of the internet. But they also raised new questions about privacy and government control. As ICE continues to expand its digital reach, some fear the same tools could one day be used against ordinary citizens. How much surveillance should a society accept in the name of safety? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, please take a moment to hit that like button. It's a small action, but it helps YouTube's algorithm promote our videos to a wider audience. Number 3. Operation Crosscheck. In 2017, ICE relaunched one of its most ambitious enforcement programs known as Operation Crosscheck. It was designed to locate and arrest undocumented immigrants who had criminal records or outstanding deportation orders. What began as a limited effort under previous administrations soon evolved into a national campaign that continued for several years. Between 2017 and 2023, tens of thousands of people were detained across the country as the operation expanded into nearly every major city. This period marked a major turning point in U.S. immigration enforcement. The Trump administration pushed ICE to move from quiet background investigations to visible, high-impact actions that could be shown to the public. The goal was deterrence through visibility. During this time, ICE received greater funding, stronger political backing, and new authority to act without local approval. Even after 2021, when the Biden administration attempted to narrow enforcement priorities, many of these operational structures remained in place. The result was an agency that had grown into one of the most powerful domestic security forces in the country. Each cross-check wave followed a similar pattern. Agents used biometric databases, local police partnerships, and surveillance tools to locate suspects. Raids happened in homes, parking lots, and sometimes near workplaces. Most of the people arrested had previous convictions for violent crimes, drug trafficking, or gang activity. Yet advocacy groups reported that many of those detained had only minor offenses or had lived peacefully in the United States for years. The tension between official numbers and community stories made the program one of the most controversial in ICE's history. The scale of the results was undeniable. In 2017 alone, more than 2,800 people were arrested during one operation. Later campaigns in 2020 and 2022 involved thousands more across nearly every state. ICE claimed that around 90% of those taken into custody had criminal backgrounds, though independent audits suggested a lower figure. These discrepancies fueled ongoing debates about how enforcement statistics were framed and used to justify policy decisions. Operation Crosscheck revealed how immigration control had become part of daily American life. It blurred the line between criminal law and civil enforcement, reshaping communities in lasting ways. What do you think about this kind of operation? Should law enforcement prioritize strict control, or should compassion and integration come first? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Share this video on X and Facebook to help us grow. Every share counts. Number 2. Operation Frozen Assets. In 2022, ICE and the U.S. Department of Justice launched an ambitious financial enforcement effort called Operation Frozen Assets. The goal was not to arrest traffickers at the border, but to dismantle the money networks that kept drug cartels alive. Investigators uncovered complex webs of shell companies, offshore accounts, and cryptocurrency transactions that moved millions across continents. ICE targeted the financial backbone of organized crime, cutting off its access to cash rather than chasing couriers or smugglers on the ground. The operation reflected how global crime had evolved in the years after the pandemic. With travel restricted and trade routes disrupted, cartels shifted from smuggling routes to digital finance. Drug proceeds were funneled through online exchanges and shadow payment systems. ICE partnered with agencies such as the DEA and FinCEN to create task forces focused on tracing illicit transactions. Instead of border checkpoints, the new frontier was the blockchain ledger. Money, not movement, became the focus of enforcement. Agents in Los Angeles, Miami, and Texas followed digital trails linking local brokers to major networks in Mexico and Colombia. Each wire transfer, crypto wallet, and offshore trust revealed connections between legitimate businesses and criminal organizations. Using blockchain analysis and cross-border subpoenas, investigators traced millions in laundered revenue. Some brokers were licensed financial professionals who quietly facilitated illegal transactions under the cover of normal business. The investigation showed how deeply crime had merged with global commerce. By the end of Operation Frozen Assets, more than $50 million in assets were frozen or seized. Dozens of intermediaries faced prosecution for money laundering and conspiracy. ICE used federal warrants to confiscate cryptocurrency and recover funds for the U.S. Treasury. This marked one of the first times that real-time financial tracking had been used on such a scale in criminal enforcement. The results demonstrated that the digital economy could be policed as aggressively as physical borders. This operation revealed a new model of power, where control over information and money mattered more than control over territory. ICE had become not just an immigration agency, but an instrument of financial warfare. What do you think about this shift toward digital enforcement? Is freezing assets a fair way to fight crime, or does it give the government too much control? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 1. Operation Predator. Operation Predator is one of the longest-running and most intense missions in ICE history. It began as a small task force in 2003, but since 2018 the operation has entered a new phase powered by digital intelligence. The mission is clear: track, identify, and stop predators who exploit children online or through global trafficking networks. Unlike border raids or financial cases, these investigations strike at crimes hidden deep inside the internet, where anonymity allows cruelty to flourish. The late 2010s and early 2020s brought a new kind of challenge. Encrypted messaging apps, hidden file exchanges, and streaming platforms made traditional policing nearly useless. ICE expanded its Homeland Security Investigations Unit, turning it into a digital command center. Agents began collaborating with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Interpol, and major technology companies. Together, they developed systems that could scan online activity for child abuse material and trace it back to individual users. Technology became both the weapon and the shield in this new fight. Each operation under Predator required patience and precision. Agents often spent months undercover, posing as minors in chat rooms or tracking file transfers across continents. Digital fingerprints were compared with global databases, revealing networks that crossed from the United States into Latin America and Europe. Some investigations ended with quiet arrests. Others led to coordinated raids that freed victims held for years. The work was slow and dangerous, but it exposed how the internet had turned human trafficking into a borderless business. Between 2018 and 2023, ICE reported more than 25,000 arrests linked to crimes against children. Over 5,000 victims were identified and rescued during this period. The agency also seized hundreds of servers, shut down websites, and disrupted hidden markets that traded in illegal images and videos. Each victory revealed how organized and profitable this underground economy had become. What made Operation Predator unique was not its scale, but its focus on justice rather than punishment. Operation Predator proved that technology can save lives when used with purpose and restraint. It also showed that evil evolves as fast as progress itself. The question now is whether humanity can keep up. Should governments have unlimited access to digital tools when the goal is to protect children? Or does that open the door to a future without privacy? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to our channel and like this video if you found it informative. Click on the video you see on the screen to learn more.